Hey Ally Gamers, you'll be pleased to know that Honkai Star Rail is working perfectly fine on the ASUS ROG Ally, and you've got some great options for playing this, whether you're on battery or plugged in. As you can see here from the initial gameplay, this is running at 1080p with the medium graphics in game and the performance mode on the Ally. Although it doesn't hold 60 frames per second and it bounces between 30 and 50 a lot of the time, it's not hugely noticeable with the drops and still looks and plays absolutely fantastically. And if you're on battery, this is a great compromise if you want that full 1080p resolution. If you don't mind dropping it down a little bit though, having it at 720p at medium and the performance mode will save you a ton on the performance side and get you a much more stable 60 frames per second. If you do bump it up to high settings at 720, it still won't hit that 60 frames per second mark, but it will keep you a bit higher on the 60 FPS mark. However, if you're plugged in, running this at 1080p on high with that turbo mode is absolutely phenomenal. This looks so good. Again, with the high settings, it doesn't hold 60 frames per second all of the time, and you will get some frame dips here and there, but for the most part, it does stay up at that 60 range. And 1080 high just looks so good. This game has got so many graphical effects. You do want to get that fidelity as much as possible, and plugged in mode, you may as well go all out. If you want to eke out a bit higher on the stabilization for the 60 frames per second, then you can drop this down to 720 on high. Even in that turbo mode, you will get a pretty much solid 60 frames per second all of the time. However, I do think that if you are plugged in, you're going to want that 1080p resolution. The game is capped at 60 frames per second at the moment, so you can't get any higher. So you are going to be looking for the best on the graphics front or on battery when you're not near power. So best settings for this one is actually 1080p high for when you are plugged in, and 720 medium when you're out and about on battery. Let us know in the comments below if you're going to be diving into this one and what settings you've been running. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.